Can you smell that? That's right, folks, that's fatwood. Well, we've talked about fatwood quite a bit in the past, but today I want to talk about it again a little bit. Now, you guys know I love fire, you know I love fatwood. In my opinion, fatwood is probably the most versatile of nature's natural fire starters. And today I want to highlight that with some products by PineFireFatwood.com. They've graciously sent out some stuff for me to show off to you guys. So let me change the camera angle and I'll show you what they sent. Alright guys, what they sent is what they call their Big Burn, which is basically a package containing everything, one of everything that they sell. These are what they call their sandy cookies. I'm really looking forward to testing these out today. Because I only have two, I wanted to wait to demo these until the camera was live. Now I've already opened a couple of these and played with them. But before we start naming these off, I want to show you how they package this. They stuffed the box with fatwood shavings, pine shavings, huge chunks of fatwood. Just, they went above and beyond. Not only do you get what's in the package, they fill the box up with it too, which I've already used over half the stuff they sent in here as far as the packaging, you know, in lieu of packing peanuts or whatever. Anyway, they have what they call their fire chunks, which is just sticks of fatwood in a bag. I'll give you a close-up of these in a minute. They have what they call their fat fire bags, which is basically smaller versions of the chunks, shavings, Maya dust, that sort of stuff, as both to be used as like a tinder and as well as a fire starter. And then they have their bag of big chunks here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this and I'll show you the quality of this fatwood. Before we go any further, let's talk about what fatwood is real quick. A lot of you guys know, but for some of you who may not know, fatwood is basically pine trees, spruce trees, evergreen. A lot of evergreens will produce fatwood. It's basically where the flammable resins have settled and kind of dry out just enough to be soaked into the wood and stay there for long periods of time. So, in my area, this is typically how you'd find it. This is the stump and root ball of a pine tree. So, that's what fatwood is. Just to provide a bit of visual reference here, this is just a regular piece of pine. Notice how it's light in color, not particularly glossy. It's just, it looks like a stick. This is the same kind of tree, but this is fatwood. Notice the golden color, almost the waxy look to it. And as you cut away the oxidized portion, look how it looks kind of shiny, like a piece of plastic almost or something. And you can really tell it's good fatwood when it peels away with the consistency of almost like wax, like a tough or a hard wax. Kind of looks like beeswax actually, now that I think about it. Alright guys, this is what they call their big chunks. This is primarily what I'm going to be digging out of today, because fatwood goes a long, long way. Pay attention to just past where my knife edge is. So about where my fingernail is right there. Notice the color change in that? This stuff is wet with resin. I mean, this is primo fatwood right here. Just to provide a little bit of an example, let's go ahead and show you here. I mean, this is literally peeling off like wax. Make a little bit of Maya dust here. And it just takes off, guys. And that right there is more than enough to even get wet material fire going. So when I say that this bag right here is enough for hundreds of fires, yeah, I'm not kidding. It is no exaggeration whatsoever. Guys, and while that's burning down, because I want my earthboard back, let's go ahead and show you what they got in their big bag of chunks here. It is literally big chunks of the same quality of fatwood. Hey, that's cool. Look at that. Okay, and this is their PineFire, I believe it is. It just comes with shavings. Looks like you got some birch bark in here, right up here. Basically everything you need to get a fire going in just about any condition. And it's already processed and broken down for you. Looks like there's some cedar bark or something in there too. There's a reason I'm not opening this up, so stick to the end of the video, guys. Now I've already used some of this Fatwood. Actually, I used this in a couple of the videos already. Guys, like I said, it's already broke down for you. There's some Maya dust down there at the bottom. So what I just demoed there, that small demonstration, this bag is set up and ready to go. You don't have to put any work into it whatsoever, so I can just pull it out of the bag. Alright, I'm going to use a couple old hearth boards as a base here. The ground's pretty wet, but I've seen these burn on YouTube, and they burn for quite a long time, so just playing a little bit safe, and I do have some water over here. But anyway, these are their natural fire starters. They're called Sandy Cookies. I have to say, this is probably one of the most unique looking fire starters I have ever seen. They smell really good, pretty unique. There's a familiar smell in there, but I can't quite place it. It's got a little bit of birch bark and stuff on top. Let's go ahead and do a burn test while we finish this review up. Go. Alright, if you can see up there, but it is 4:46 in the evening. Alright, as you hopefully can see, it is 5:03, so it's been just shy of 20 minutes, and we're still going relatively strong. I've cut out a lot of this on camera just so you guys don't get bored, but one thing I've noticed is as this first started to light, it let out some kind of liquid. I'm assuming pine resin maybe, I don't know, but it soaked into the wood, and the wood has just acted like a candle wick. Alright, we got the tiniest dip. Nope, there, I believe it went out. Alright, it is 5:15, if you guys can see that. So, right at 30 minutes, 29, 30 minutes, something like that. One way I want to kind of highlight this, so one way that I use Fatwood quite a bit is on a Swedish fire torch. So, let me show that to you guys real quick. And just get some shavings off of it. Start stuffing the shavings down in between these logs. All right, here we have about probably 3/4 of these are tulip poplar shavings and about 1/4 Fatwood shavings and a few chunks mixed around in there. Let's go ahead and get this going. Alright guys, this is the beauty of the Swedish fire torch, and also why it's kind of difficult to light sometimes. As you can see, it's burning primarily in the center. It burns from the center out, so most of the heat comes up as it insulates itself from the outside. It's hard to light because in the beginning there's not as much airflow as there is in a typical fire setup, and so you really have to stuff tinder down in there that's easy to burn, and also self-sustaining and long-sustaining tinder, which is where Fatwood comes into play. Alright guys, well there you have it. You know I love natural fire starters, and these are excellent ones. These are 100% natural. I love Fatwood. I love to use Fatwood, and what's really cool about these is it's high quality Fatwood. It's not just like the regular Fatwood I go out and find in my woods that's, you know, half rotted wood and half mediocre Fatwood with a little bit of the great stuff in there. This is all really good Fatwood. What's even more cool is it's very economical. The price range on these packages run from anywhere from, I believe, about 10 bucks to 25 bucks depending on what you're going to get. You can find out more about these at PineFireFatwood.com. And like I said guys, I left one of those bags unopened on purpose. PineFireFatwood.com was really kind and sent me a bunch of Fatwood to play with. Well, I want to turn around and kind of pass some of that along to you. So I'm going to give one away, but there's 2 kickers there. Number 1, you must have never used Fatwood before, and number 2, you got to come back and whether share a video on what you think of it, or just share in the comments. If you don't have a YouTube channel, don't have the ability to film, that's fine. Just tell us what you think about it. Provide some viewer support feedback on it. So anyway, guys, those are the rules. I'm not going to do an announcement video of who won the giveaway, but I will put it in the description of this video or make a comment or something like that. I will contact the winner, and the winner will have 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, to come back and give their feedback on this product. But anyway, as to my thoughts on the product, I think it's great. Like I said before, it's very economical for what you get. I mean, this bag right here, this is the one that I'm going to be sending on to somebody else. But I mean, it's got the small fine Maya dust, the shavings already made for you, even on up to the big chunks. It does have, looks like birch bark in there, and looks probably cedar or poplar bark in there. I can't really quite tell. So you have everything you need to get a fire going. It's in a small package. You can throw it in your pack, throw it in the back of the car, keep it by the fire pit in the front yard, keep it at your base camp. You have everything you need to get a fire going right there. And again, going back to the economical side of it, it's cheap, it's easy. Alright guys, those sandy cookies, I have never in my life personally seen a fire starter, an all natural fire starter with that footprint burn for 30 minutes straight. That is really impressive. Now I wish I could tell you a price on that, guys, but I've looked on their website and I don't see them. Maybe I'm just overlooking them, but hopefully PineFireFatwood.com will chime in here and let us know how much they are, because I highly recommend them. Those things are great. Now there's going to be some folks that go, you know, this is 100% natural. This is stuff that nature provides. Why am I going to pay for this? Well, quite frankly, guys, not everybody has access to the resources that we have here or where you're at. You know, not everybody has access to birch bark. Not everybody has access to fatwood. Not everybody has access to poplar bark. Some people are in the city, they're in an urban environment, and they want to try natural stuff like this. So they either have to find somebody in that environment to send it to them, or they have to buy it, or travel who knows how many hundreds of miles to harvest it themselves. So it's not a laziness factor per se, it's maybe they don't have access to a factor. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time. I give this a 100% Fair Woodcraft seal of approval. I like this stuff. PineFire Fatwood, thank you very much for sending this out to me to play with. I've had a lot of fun. Guys, I hope you'd enjoyed this video, and if you have, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does actually help me out quite a bit. If you want to continue seeing my adventures playing with fire, reviewing gear products and stuff like that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And guys, as always, please give me some feedback. Go ahead and hit that comment section up. Give me some feedback, start a discussion, ask some questions, you know, maybe suggest some new techniques, different ways to use fatwood. But guys, until next time, see you later.